Every night we let go of the world. Our eyes close, our breath slows, and we enter a state of deep stillness. Consciousness fades, our bodies fall limp, and for a while, we drift into a world beyond our control. Sleep feels peaceful, restorative, even necessary. But if you stop to think about it, sleep is also eerily similar to something we fear deeply: death. What if every night, sleep acts as a gentle rehearsal for our final rest? What if sleep is death being shy? The idea that sleep and death are connected is not new. In fact, the relationship has fascinated philosophers, writers, and scientists for centuries. The ancient Greeks believed that Hypnos, the god of sleep, and Thanatos, the god of death, were brothers, sharing many traits but separated by one crucial difference. One is temporary, the other eternal. Think about it. Every night we willingly enter a state where our control over our bodies and minds dissolves. Our awareness fades, our senses dull, and we step into a space of quiet and stillness. Yet, unlike death, we wake up. Why do these two states, so alike in form, evoke such vastly different emotions in us? Let's start with the historical and philosophical roots of this comparison. In Greek mythology, Hypnos and Thanatos were sons of Nyx, the goddess of night, symbolizing their connection to the darkness and stillness of existence. Sleep and death, as siblings, shared qualities of peace, silence, and release. But while Hypnos allows the sleeper to wake and return to life, Thanatos takes life away permanently. This poetic connection isn't just confined to mythology. It shows up in religious texts, art, and literature. Many writers have described sleep as a little death, a daily reminder of our mortality. Shakespeare called sleep nature's soft nurse, a state that heals the body, but also mirrors the stillness of death. It's a cycle we all participate in, whether we realize it or not. Psychologists and neuroscientists have also explored this link. During deep sleep, our heart rate and breathing slow dramatically. Our muscles lose tone, and our bodies become almost motionless, similar to what happens after death. Yet, unlike death, sleep is cyclical. Every night we descend into this mysterious state, only to rise again. This temporary nature of sleep might be what makes it comforting, while death remains an unsettling unknown. So, if sleep and death are so alike, why do we embrace one and fear the other? It boils down to our perception of permanence. Sleep, by its nature, is restorative. We wake up feeling refreshed, reborn even, as if we've pressed a reset button. Death, on the other hand, represents finality, a state from which we don't return. But it's not just about permanence. There's also a psychological dimension to consider. Sleep provides a way to disconnect from the world temporarily. When we're asleep, we aren't burdened by worries, fears, or responsibilities. Death, however, represents a total loss of agency, a state where we no longer exist as individuals. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed that sleep acts as a nightly rehearsal for death. He argued that both states free us from the will to live, a force that drives human suffering and desire. In this sense, sleep is a practice in letting go, teaching us how to face the inevitable with a sense of calm. Dreaming also plays a key role in this connection. Psychologists like Freud viewed dreams as a safe space for processing our deepest fears, including the fear of death. Dreams take us to a world beyond logic and control, a world that resembles the unknowable nature of death itself. Not everyone agrees with the idea that sleep is a rehearsal for death. Some argue that sleep is more aligned with the cycles of life than with its end. After all, every time we sleep, we wake up again, renewed, refreshed, and ready to face the day. This makes sleep less a reflection of death and more a reminder of life's rhythms, beginnings and endings, rest and activity, decay and renewal. This cyclical nature of sleep mirrors the rhythms of nature itself, the setting sun that promises a new dawn, the changing of seasons, or the ebb and flow of the tide. Seen in this way, sleep doesn't mimic death's finality. Instead, it teaches us about life's ability to adapt, evolve, and endure. So, what if sleep is not a rehearsal for death, but a practice in trust? Every night, we surrender ourselves to an unknown state, trusting that we will wake again. We let go of our control, our awareness, and even our identity, knowing that rest will bring renewal. This daily act of letting go is profound. It shows us that sometimes release is not an end, but a necessary pause. And yet the shadow of death remains. No matter how peaceful sleep might feel, it reminds us of our vulnerability, our fragility as living beings. It's a paradox. Sleep connects us to life, but it also whispers the inevitability of its end. In this way, sleep and death remain bound together, two sides of the same coin. So what have we learned? Sleep and death share an ancient bond, reflected in mythology, psychology, and our daily experiences. Both states take us away from the waking world, stripping us of control and awareness. Yet while death inspires fear, sleep offers peace, a temporary release that restores us for another day. Perhaps this is what makes sleep so powerful. It reminds us that letting go doesn't have to mean losing everything. In sleep, we practice surrender, but we also learn renewal. Every night, we drift into the unknown, and every morning, we rise again. It's a rhythm, a cycle, a gentle reminder that life itself is made of beginnings and endings. So tonight, as you close your eyes and drift into sleep, think about what it truly means. Is it just rest? Or is it a quiet teacher, helping you face life's mysteries with courage? Because in the silence of sleep, perhaps we find not just a connection to death, but a deeper understanding of life itself. Thank you for watching, and sweet dreams.